A very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 13. I'm Ritwika Gupta. From indulgence to wellness, today's episode explores how India's food and nutrition landscape is transforming. In the first segment, we reflect on India's evolving culinary landscape. As part of a special festive edition, we feature Chandni Nath Israni, co-founder of Israni Group, who speaks to me about India's premium cafe formats and innovation for the Indian market. In the second segment, we speak to Varun Khanna, co-founder Fast&Up, on how the brand is shaping healthier lifestyles. Chandni, welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow. It's a pleasure to be chatting with you today.
Thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you.
So, Chandni, to start off with, tell us, how do you view India's culinary landscape, especially how it has evolved over the last 5 to 7 years or so?
See, as we all know that India is the third largest growing economy in the world, I would say the culinary experience that we are having now is more borderless. The consumer is now traveling abroad. We are giving the consumer and the appetite for the consumers have increased for the global brands. So as you can know, the brands that are entering in India is on a, we are sitting in Geo World Plaza, you see the brands around and the space, how big they have made in India, like Dubai or London, you would say. So this is how we know that the culinary also is increasing, and the brand like this, today we are sitting with 8 Laduree outlets in India. So we all know that how it is increasing now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this is such a beautiful cafe. Tell me, what was the inspiration behind Laduree? You set it up back in 2021. So how has the last 4 years been?
So for me, my journey started in 2020 when we signed the brand. And it was COVID, and it was everywhere was locked down. And how we were conceiving the brand to make it in India and set up the entire lab and the central kitchen, and how do we get the products to India. That was a story in itself, that, with the way we worked towards building this brand, and the pressure I had to make this brand a successful model, because at the end of the day, Laduree entering India, because it's a legacy brand. It's a 170-year-old legacy brand. And to enter India at this time was very crucial for me as well. And when we opened the first outlet in 2021 in September after Delta Wave, I remember that time when we had a kilometers long queue in Khan Market. And the amount of response that we got from the consumers and the love that we got was extraordinary.
So like you mentioned, this is a 107-year-old brand, but how have you catered it to the Indian market, the Indian taste buds?
See, we evolve with the Indian market because we say it's a marriage between a French brand and an Indian consumer palate. So likewise, we decided, okay, for India, because we started with Delhi first, and our favorite is chicken tikka. So we started with a club chicken tikka sandwich. It was especially evolved for Indian market, knowing that this is a basic palette that everybody liked, because we didn't want it to change the entire DNA of the brand, of just becoming completely, because the value goes away completely if you, but it was something that we created on the basis of the consumer.
Right.
So like club chicken tikka sandwich. Now for Diwali, we do a special Diwali dessert, which is a Diwali diya, we call it. And that will be, every year we launch that in different formats. It has a diya shaped like that. So our chefs work on evolving on special key occasions.
Yeah. So you mentioned Diwali, and we are definitely around the festive season. And as you know, traditional mithais are like a staple for the festivities. But tell me, are you seeing like a measurable transition from traditional mithais to maybe international desserts like macarons? Is that happening maybe in the urban cities?
So I would say nothing can replace our mithais, right? When it is Ganpati, we need our modak and our motichur laddu. When during monsoon time, we need our ghevar. So nothing can replace our mithai, but yes, there is a lot of appetite to have parallel brands around to create more variety for our Indian consumer. And likewise, we see we are one of the largest selling macaroons for India. And the way people are loving the macaroons, it's not like they're putting in Ganpati macaroon, but definitely people are enjoying it by gifting it to one another, also for the health reasons.
Yeah.
Because it's a lighter dessert. So a macaroon almost takes around 60 calories, and it's a lighter dessert. So people are, because Indian now, we are becoming more health conscious and health aware. So that's why I think there is a more appetite for more brands to come to India in a way, because there's a lot of appetite for our Indian consumer. And we all are kind of sugar lover.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And you mentioned gifting. Is that a focus for you? Because, like we were speaking about the festive season, and indulgence and gifting is, part of synonymous almost with the festive season. And I see some lovely packaging here as well. So can you talk to us about some of the innovation in presentation, packaging, product?
So our packaging, everything, they all come from the international same standard that has been used all over the world, because to maintain the continuity of the brand, the same standards that we are doing, because the colors are so pastels and all that only our team from France, they are making it and sending all across in the world. And but we develop for Diwali, we develop a special box that is only for India. So that is something we do occasional wise. Like for Christmas also, we have a special gifting box that come only during Christmas time, and that is a limited 1 month period. So this is something we do innovate during our festive time especially.
Nice. So, Chandni, the cafe business in India, that has really seen a surge, over the last few years, especially because consumers, they want quality as well as, ambience. But I want to know, how to assess the unit economics and the long-term viability of such premium cafe formats, especially when we're comparing it to global markets.
I think most of my answer is given by the way we are expanding in India and the appetite what Indian consumer is now having. Because of the globalization, now Indian consumer is well aware that when they are going to Dubai, they're seeing different cafes. They're going. People are now looking for quality. It's not about a quantity anymore that this is a certain this thing, but it is more about quality what we are offering now. And they are because the traveling has happened so much, people are going out, they understand the value what we are giving. So if I would say the brand like our brand, we are sitting with 8 outlets in less than 4 years and 10th in next month. So
Yeah.
10 outlets of brand like Laduree in India, and we are present in 7 cities. And our next year plan is going to more other cities. Also, I would say tier 2 cities, the amount of love that we get from there,
Nice.
since we do caterings there. So how do we test our market is when we get a demand from these tier 2 cities, cities like Bhubaneswar, Sikkim, Indore. So we get a catering of, we want to do a Laduree catering. So we understand that there is still appetite in all these cities as well, unlike Delhi or Mumbai or Bangalore. So this is how I think the cafes are now increasing, and we will be increasing more cafes, and we want to make it as a cafe next door for the Indian consumer, as a Laduree cafe next door. And we evolve around our consumer. What is the demand coming at that time?
Are there plans to go online or partner with food aggregators?
Because it's a premium brand, and I would not say no that we're not going to go ever. But right now, I think we are too young to go on any food platform for a reason, because we still want our consumer to come and experience the brand first.
Sure. That's lovely. So, Chandni, as we are wrapping up this conversation, tell me, what is your long-term vision for Laduree here in India? Do you plan to have like express outlets or maybe some curated, offerings with some artisans here in India?
So yes, I have apparently a beautiful vision. When I started this journey, in less than 4 years, I never thought I will be having my 8 outlets and going more now. And now I would say that we have different concept. So every city we test it with a cafe,
Yeah.
or a salon model, which this is a flagship
Yes.
salon model. And we have a cart model in that, which is a retail. Uh, and we have the catering. So that's how we evolve with every city, to know what consumer is asking from us.
Fantastic. And what's your overall vision for Laduree, like in the long term?
Long term, I'm going to go global, more global. So that is my long term vision.
All right. Well, all the very best to you, Chandni. This was a lovely conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back to IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 13. In this segment, we feature Varun Khanna, co-founder of Fast&Up, on how the brand is driving growth and innovation in India's nutrition and wellness market. Hrishita Kumar brings you this conversation.
Hello, Varun. Thank you so much for joining us on Leaders of Tomorrow.
It's a pleasure being here. Thank you so much for having me here.
So the sports nutrition landscape is about to touch the $3 billion mark by 2033. So what, according to you, are the factors that's contributing to this exponential growth?
I think first we should redefine sports nutrition, because I think it's really changed now. It's no longer sports nutrition. I think it's active nutrition. So when you go out into the world today and you talk to people, there is no longer a question of whether you work out or whether you do any exercise. Typically, the question has evolved into what kind of workout do you do? What kind of exercise do you do? What is your fitness routine, right? I think that is what is reflecting in the entire growth of this category. And there are so many users and consumers now entering into the foray of fitness and any nutrition which helps them perform better at that fitness or achieve those goals, which may be in the form of aesthetics, like their body style or body formation, could be their performance, or could be even longevity, your muscle mass or your heart rate, your heart health while doing any training. That is typically where you have now a new inflow of consumers. So fitness has become a large part of life, and naturally, sports nutrition, as it was called, or we call it now active nutrition, that's really become now a mainstream category.
Right. Now, tell us about your journey. Tell us about Fast&Up. What differentiates you from other sports nutrition brands?
Lovely. So we are actually one of the very first few brands to enter into the country. And our thesis has always been on innovation. We've always believed in high quality, high innovation, and highly aspirational products, but for everyone. And that's something that we've always kept as a heart of our promise or a heart of our commitment to the category. And this started about 10 years ago. In fact, we're going to be celebrating 10 years now. And it's a decade of innovation for nation. And our original story was always that when we saw the landscape globally, You always had these new products, these new categories, new exciting formats of nutrition that were available for everyone. But when it came into India, it was sort of dumbed down, scaled down, quality compromised. And there was this thought process कि यार लोग जब यूरोप जाते थे या यूएस जाते थे बोलते थे यार मेरे लिए वहाँ से प्रोटीन लाना या मेरे लिए वहाँ से ये सप्लीमेंट लाना बिकॉज वहाँ का क्वालिटी वैसा रहता था. But when you actually have a nation where there's a population of at that time 1.2 billion, now ending towards 1.4 billion or just growing, you can't have a country where there is no quality at the heart. So we really thought there was a big need gap. And being manufacturers of nutrition for the world, we thought it was really the right time to bring high quality products into the nation as well. And unlike any other brand in the market, we actually manufacture everything we sell. We actually develop everything we manufacture. So development is actually at the heart of our core, the heart of our thesis.
Right.
And everything you consume will always be of the same quality. We are available across 40 countries, including the UK and the US and the UAE. And the quality is going to be the same. There is no export quality and India quality here. And that is what is the thesis. And why can't our nation have the best in the world at the same time as the world? We don't have to wait for someone. Why can't we be the ones who are driving the trends rather than just following a trend? And following a trend after a very long time. That was the whole reason of Fast&Up to be created. And we also saw that there are consumers who are looking out for new products which are actually aligning with new health goals.
Right. Now, Varun, you mentioned about having very quality-proof products. So one of such products of yours is the Fast&Up Reload Ready to Drink.
Yes.
So help me understand what differentiates it from rest of the products and what makes it the ideal choice for sports enthusiasts or fitness experts.
Lovely. So actually, this journey starts here. This was the first product we launched, which is our electrolyte, tablets, effervescent tablets. So we are largest effervescent manufacturers and the brand. And these are the drop fizz drinks original, where you drop it into a glass of water and drink it, and then you have your electrolyte burst. And we realized that most of our consumers are active and they really are on the go all the time. Correct? You've traveled from early, so it will take some time for you to pull it up. At home, you can easily relax and make one. But maybe when you're on the go, you want to take something which is more easy to consume. And that is where we took the goodness of this into these bottles. So in fact, while we may be using a validated high quality third-party bottler, the premix, the entire ingredient mix inside is actually ours. We actually make it in our facility to ensure that it is of the highest quality when it is even going out. And typically, sports drinks or hydration drinks, be it in the form of sachets, which have now been launched, some global brands have entered into India, they're all talking about 60% sugar. So imagine you're actually just paying a decent, and they charge a premium. Some of them are at as high as 150 rupees, 200 rupees a serving, and they're charging basically for sugar. And you're giving sugary products to a country which is known to have a predisposition to diabetes. It's already a risk. And you have some other brands which are now entering into the market, which are giving 3x the amount of sodium, which actually even a McDonald's French fries would have, a French fry portion which you have from a fast food restaurant would have. That makes it risky again. So we really calibrated from the beginning. We believe that excess is not good. You have to give just the right amount. So it's just the right amount of sodium, right amount of potassium, right amount of magnesium, right amount of calcium and chloride, along with either no sugar for a consumer who is very sugar averse. So we have these which are completely sugar averse, or for someone who wants a little bit of sugar, about a gram. And it tastes fantastic, all natural flavors and colors.
That sounds very lovely.
It is.
Yeah.
You should try them out.
Definitely, for sure. Now, Varun, what we have noticed that in this nutrition landscape, there is no longer a one-size-fits-all formula. It has become all about personalized experiences, customized services. So how does Fast&Up cater to that?
So fitness has always been a very, very personal reality. Everyone has their own goals. Someone wants to gain weight, someone wants to lose weight, someone wants to gain muscle, someone wants to lose muscle, someone wants to have better endurance, someone wants to look a certain way. So it's very personalized. And India always got personalized options, but they were never personalized for Indians. They were all solutions which were personalized for Americans or Europeans, because those were the brands which were bringing in, and they never customized for India. India likes different tastes. India has different requirements. Indian builds are different. India doesn't need a few things very high, because your average height, average weight of India is actually lower than your average height and average weight of an American. So you actually brought in a lot of customization as soon as you started talking about India first and Indians first. So that was where Fast&Up really created every product keeping an Indian body in mind. And then eventually, as we see the progress of new fitness regimes coming in, we always keep a track that what is that outcome consumers are looking out for or our users are looking out for.
Now, as an omni-channel player, what are some of the opportunities and challenges that you foresee?
I think omni-channel is clearly one of the most democratization of choices that has happened into the consumer world, right? You as a user, you can go and decide wherever you want to buy from, which also gives you an opportunity that you're able to meet so many more new users. For example, quick commerce, the app, the blue-eyed boy of the consumer world at the moment, and for rightly so, has given you access into such households and has brought you into the forefront as habits to such users that you would never have actually acquired through your conventional channels. Because someone is able to experience an urge in 10 minutes is something which is new, right? And similarly, once you start getting more and more used to a product, you end up finding that product everywhere else. So your buying habits also change. So as a brand owner, it is our responsibility to provide our product everywhere where you would look for it, and also to ensure that we are getting you the most. I think omnichannel also gives you the most competitive choice as a consumer. So to ensure that you get the best offer on the table, that's something that we would always be aspiring. And I think omnichannel brands typically look at that. And you are able to buy a product in as much as 10 minutes or a day, or just go down the road and pick it up. I think that is what omnichannel is all about. So as a consumer, you get your product immediately.
Right. Now, finally, post the pandemic, we are witnessing a trend that is more inclining towards preventive health. So how does Fast&Up sort of cater their future vision to this growing trend?
I think it's been always in our heart and soul so fitness or active living is a part of preventive health. If you look at it, the more active you are, the more happier you live and the more healthier you are. There's a saying, prevention is better than cure. We don't agree with that. We say prevention is the cure. Right. And that's where Fast&Up has always kept our product pipeline also in mind, that we want to ensure that whatever new conditions or our users are suffering through in their life, we are able to mitigate them well in advance. Okay. If you look at the population today of India, you have a large population which is sitting in the diabetes bucket, but you have an even larger population which is entering into a pre-diabetic zone. That can be avoided by creating an active universe. Correct? So somewhere or the other, all of that we've done till now has really pushed forward. You're able to ensure that they don't have to take high sugary choices by providing them with low sugar options or zero sugar options. There is so much that science has already taught you. If you're able to use it right, you can really give the choice of prevention to a consumer. And that's where Fast&Up really has been working intensely. So while we are known for our fitness, we have a plethora of products which help in preventive health. During COVID, of course, vitamin C, we were the first ones to bring vitamin C and zinc to consumers into their households. That sort of catapulted a lot of things for users in terms of adaptation of healthcare, health and wellness. But I think prevention has always been sort of adjunct to fitness for us.
Thank you so much, Varun. This was a truly insightful conversation. Thank you for joining us on Leaders of Tomorrow.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me once again.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 13. We hope you enjoyed the conversations. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.